Good morning. This is Thursday, November 11th. November 20th. November is 11th month. November 20th, 2025. This is 1:45 a.m. New York time. And in 15 minutes at 2 a.m., it's going to start London session. Actually, Frankfurt will open. London will open 1 hour later. But this is so-called London kill zone that I trade this time. London opening from 2 a.m. till 5, 6 a.m. Eastern Time daily. Our high time frame is 1 hour, so let's start 1 hour analysis from daily. Daily swing is bullish. Now we are doing pullback, and last couple of days is pretty bearish. A strong bearish reaction. Now we are reacting from this demand that is ticked as completed um, objective for sellers, for bears. Now it's completed, no bulls are reacting, and there are two targets. One target is for bull, which is this supply that is not 100% valid supply because it is this swing didn't break any structure on daily, therefore it's not valid, this supply. We can say that it broke structure here, but this is higher high. So this is sequence of higher highs in this candles. Therefore, there is no break of structure with this swing. Now, there is a reaction. The reaction reached 50%, but it didn't reach 61.8%. So the target for bulls is 61.8% of this range and this supply. And the target for bears, which is stronger target, stronger magnet, it is daily, huge daily liquidity pool here. Okay, this liquidity pool. Now, daily pullback, daily bullish pullback. Now, let's look at 1 hour. 1 hour is bullish, changed bullish yesterday, so the main swing is bullish. And last hours produced pullback towards that bullish trend. And the pullback swept the sell side liquidity, mitigated 61.8%, and retraced strongly at Asian session. So this is a New York session. This is previous day low, previous day high. New York session low is here, and then in Asia swept New York session low and then pushed high. So because this happened at Asia, this is suspicious. We don't know. We don't want to talk about any conspiracy theories. We just look at the chart. We see strong reaction. And now we are in a tight range. We will see what's going to happen, how London will play out this range. This range we are interested to trade within $100 range, which is 4083, 4057, 4033. Yeah. So we're interested in trade within this range. For bulls, this is the so daily it was shown this, but daily we're not interested. We're interested in intraday. So intraday, the nearest supply is here, and this is a potential target for bulls. For bears, there's liquidity, daily liquidity, really strong motivation for bears. Is it going to be swept today? We don't know, but it's a strong magnet, definitely strong magnet for bears. So um, because the order flow is neutral, um, because the order flow is neutral, we are going to also have a neutral bias. But even though if the order flow was bearish, so if this candle will close below this level, it will change bearish order flow. We will still have neutral order flow, neutral bias, because there are two valid targets, both for bulls and bears. And we have, on one hand side, um, we have bullish trends on 1H, but we have strong bearish reaction. So there are two forces. It's not perfect, this environment for trading. It's not perfect, but what can we do? We have 10 minutes to look Frankfurt Open to 2 a.m. So it's 1:50 a.m. Eastern time. Let's see how the situation looks like on M15 on our lower time frame, M15 and M5. As we can see, 1H is green, which is bullish. It's doing pullback. Is pullback finished or not? We don't know. And 1H order flow is neutral, and when 1H bias is neutral. So we are ready to both buy and sell today at London session, at least for now, pre-session. Now let's look at M15. We look at M5 only when the execution setup appears and we're ready to trade. Otherwise, we don't. So what we see here, we see Asian high and Asian low, red lines. This is the Asian push. Asian started and not finished, but it produced this huge leg down. So it's a beautiful ABC correction, by the way. If it is correction, that is a textbook correction, ABC, and then after ABC correction finishes, we may see a rebound. That's why order flow is also neutral, because we are ready to trade both buy and sell. We will just follow the market. Now, how can we follow the market here? At the moment, we are in nasty range. We're not interested in trading at all. We have to leave the range somehow. So there are orange levels here. These levels are called the Judas ranges. Judas swing. Judas swing is the betrayal swing. This swing is producing fake outs. So these swings in theory is made to create liquidity on both sides or one side in order to induce bulls or bears or both. So to create manipulation. So it is believed that both sides is a liquidity, and this liquidity might be swept by sweeping the liquidity and then reversing back, or sweeping the liquidity here and reversing back. Okay, so this is something we want to look at the beginning of the session, how the Judas swing will play out. If we are closer to the lower range of Judas range, so if we break the Judas range and we don't see the reaction, we are going to continue and sell, continue and then break out at the low, Asian low. So we are going to continue selling. If at the session we see breakout of Judas swing and then we see a nice reaction, we'll be also selling. But if we see the Judas range break out and then we see bullish order flow forming, we will be looking for buy until reaching this level here. Are we interested in buying after breaking Asian high? Yeah, we might be interested because that will be with the order flow, but we will reassess. For now, what we know is this, that pre-London bias is neutral, 1H order flow is neutral, so we have neutral look at the market, we have buys and sells that are valid, and we are going to mark all of these as blue. light blue. Okay. This is what we know at MPP. We also know that for bulls, this is potential target. We also have M15 liquidity. Pool here. So this is also nice for bulls. We don't have liquidity on the sell side, um, so we might see trading both sides. This line is London. This is Frankfurt opening. This is London opening. The red line, the biggest volatility, and this is 6 o'clock a.m. New York time, which is 3 o'clock in Dubai, 3 p.m. And yeah, we also have a small liquidity pool here. So bulls, they have motivation really to buy at the London session. You just have motivation. Mm. Today is the NFP day. I don't know if I said about it or not. So NFP on Thursday is unusual. It's the outstanding NFP data after the government shutdown. It is being released today later, pre-New York session. So we definitely want to close all the position before that. So we are looking for quick trades, quick targets. I would even say that the target would be also here, like Asian low. If we sell somewhere here, we'd be looking for quick targets at this market. Now, 3 minutes to open, and we don't want to do anything now. We don't want to open anything. We are waiting for Judas swings to be taken out. 1 hour, how does it look like? 1 hour is very indecisive, and we haven't changed the order flow yet. It must close. 1 hour must close below the level so that we classify as order flow change. In this case, it didn't, and we have range. We are during the range on 1H. Yeah, we don't have a clear order flow on M15 even. It's a range, so we don't want to trade anything in the range. We are not interested in any trades here. We are interested in trading after Judas range breakdown. So if we see, let me draw it differently. So let's put our scenario here. So Frankfurt starts in 1 minute. If Frankfurt pushes down, Judas range is taken out. Nice reaction, then we are buying. Okay, so this is buy scenarios. This is buy scenarios. Okay. I'm going to prolong this line because this is buy scenarios, but sell scenarios will be a little bit different after the breakout. So the sell scenarios will be this: when we break it and we fail, and then we make another lower low, then we will be simply interested in sales. So I'm going to put it red. This is green, this is red. Okay, that kind of scenario is based on Judas range breakdown. On our order flow. Okay, pretty much clear and straightforward. And the same for buys. It's totally the same. So it's totally the same for buyers. I think it will be easier just to draw them. So we are moving. Maybe I should just make it larger. That looks better. Yeah. We don't have any supply or demand level 3 order blocks on um, within this range. This range is pretty much bearish. Look at these two bearish moves. Boom. And then this bearish move started at the end of, this is the end of um, US market. Okay. And then at the end of the US market, yeah, this is the end of the US session. So it was a big sell-off and then a little consolidation. Asia manipulated and then boom. So futures opened here and then Asia opened, boom, down. Then again, accumulation. Maybe we see manipulation. So this is what happened at US. So US, they sold, and then at the end of US, it accumulated, manipulation, and boom, distribution. Okay, now the same. Accumulation, manipulation, boom, distribution. I don't know. But the concept of AMD, let me just write it down. Remember about AMD. Let's put 20. Remember about AMD. What is AMD? Accumulation. Here, it's visible. Accumulation. Manipulation. Okay, inducing bulls. And distribution. Okay, we don't know if this is a proper distribution because it swept liquidity here. Maybe it's manipulation again, accumulation again, manipulation and distribution. We don't know. The market is so random, and we have no idea what's going to happen. We can only have at the back of our head that there is certain market behavior, and this behavior groups in different stages. One stage is accumulation, so simple range. The market is moving up and down in a range, creating a range. What does range create? Creates stop losses above and below the ranges. Huge um, liquidity pools. Buy side liquidity pool higher and sell side liquidity lower. This liquidity is created or used to manipulate the market, manipulate buyers or sellers or both. Okay. So let me just draw it here. Um, okay, this diagram. Okay, first accumulation. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so the market is moving in a trend, and then accumulation. Okay, and this happens, and then what? Both sides we have liquidity. Here we have liquidity, and here. Okay, when this happens, market is using liquidity, one or both liquidity, to create a move. And when market want to create a move, they need fuel for the move. If they just want to go down, they would, if there are more sellers than buyers, they would just go very rapidly sell. And sometimes it happens when there is market imbalance. And opposite, when there are more buyers than sellers, the market will go rapidly up without actually manipulating. Okay? But very often, it is not like the imbalance in the market. The market, if they want to get the proper direction, they need to manipulate the market. So let's say that the market wants to go up. I'm talking about money makers, okay? They want to go up. But in order to go up, they need liquidity. They cannot create a big move just like that. So what they do, they are going to induce the market and they're going to produce an initial pattern, whatever, even a small manipulation for bulls. Okay, so all the breakout traders and all the bulls are excited to buy here, then the market is retracing. People are buying here as well. So even more bulls and more stop losses on the side. Okay, manipulating. Then grabbing all the liquidity on the left. Once this liquidity is grabbed, there is a proper movement here. Okay, so what do we have here? We have, okay, accumulation, manipulation, buy side liquidity grab, sell side liquidity grab, and then distribution. This may go different directions. So first, I mean, the manipulation is unknown, but this is what we know. We need to identify these three phases because this may give us an edge. So if we identify these three phases, so we identify that this is manipulation, this is accumulation, okay? Uh, Maybe this is manipulation here, we don't know. But this is still during the pre-session, so we um, classify all this as a range as the accumulation. Market accumulate orders, creating more buy-side liquidity and sell-side liquidity below. And now we may see, and we will see, because London is normally manipulating. Then America, New York comes, manipulate even more, and then creates a proper move. So it's pretty challenging to trade London because it's manipulating. What? But now we have the first 15 minutes of Frankfurt, which is very bullish. And we have two bullish scenarios. First is this, and the second will be this. Okay, so we are moving from here. We are breaking Judas swing, but we don't break the structure. We are just continuing up. And here we'll be looking for some kind of liquidity sweep and buys um, towards this level. So we'll be following the order flow, bullish order flow. especially when the 1H order flow change. Okay, this is how we are going to trade this. Let me put it a little bit lower. So we have scenarios, both sides of the market. Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture and make a journal entry. Okay, I'll take 1H as well. Higher time frame, lower time frame. M15. Why M15 and M5 here? So M5 is purely for execution, for entering, and basically that's it. Uh, but and identifying minor liquidity, and maybe a refining M5 POIs, the yellow one. There are M5, M15 POIs. But M15 is a broader picture. So this is our lower time frame where we identify lower time frame liquidity, and we can see one H a little bit closer in more detail. So we can call it our medium time frame, where we don't really identify anything apart from liquidity, Asian high, low, and Judas swing, Judas swing high, Judas swing low. Um, so it is some kind of it is some kind of working area for us to see 1H a little bit closer. Okay, so let's call it medium time frame, but this is not um, an execution time frame. At least shouldn't be for day trading for us. I mean, not according to my methodology. I want to trade M5. I want to trade specifically M5. Yeah. Okay. So what are they going to do? Frankfurt is still within Judas range. Maybe they will accumulate a little bit more here so that finally they will do the manipulation like that or like that. Okay, sweeping Judas range and then moving up. So we don't know what setup we're going to trade. That might be Judas range fake out. If we don't trade Judas range fake out, we'll be trading photon mix because the bias is neutral. It's not pro, where bias is pro order flow, but the bias is neutral, order flow is neutral, or a counter order flow we can also trade. Let me just see at the trade tables. To pre-fail, potentially pre-fail the trade tables for the Judas sweep. And I will see if we have high probability setup or not. So in trade tables, I fill the trade tables as if I take a trade. So instead of number of the trade, I'm putting N/E, not executed. And if I don't execute it, I just remove it. But then I pre-fill the trade table with date and all the boring stuff, the direction. Okay, I will pre-fill first for short because the market is going down. So let's see the market. So first I have validation. This trade must be open between 2 and 6 a.m. Eastern time. Actually, Judas swing rather between 2 and 5 a.m. The earlier, the better. The later, the more manipulation and different scenarios may happen. But the earlier, the better. Uh, Judas range sweats the liquidity. Not really. If we break Judas range higher, then yes, we will sweep the liquidity. If we break lower, we don't. So there's no liquidity sweep. Judas range liquidity sweep. What kind of validity is this? I'm a little bit confused. It's simply break of Judas range. I think this is what it's about. This is what I meant. M5 choke at momentum, so I have to see the M5 choke, like here. Okay, this is M5 choke. I'm gonna additionally draw it here. Okay, M5 choke. And then trading from fresh POI. Fresh M5 POI. Um, so orange is fresh M5 POI. Okay. The price is shooting up, and then retracing into the fresh POI, and we buy. And the opposite. Okay. Now we have a strong push down. Let's see how this will unwind. See, they're not trading in this range is just like a huge question mark and very random. So the general philosophy we want to have is that we want to follow the market. We need some sort of confirmation. We need to see the market direction and then we trade. Okay. Now, what do we have confluences for short? Is it Pro1H order flow? No, it's not gonna be. However, maybe, but we'll see it later. Is it Pro1H bias? No, bias is neutral. Is M15 1H POI mitigated? Oh, we're talking about this. No, it's not mitigated. No liquidity pool behind. There will be liquidity pool if it's just if it breaks like that. Mm. M15 1H POI to target? No, really no. Liquidity to target? No. So basically, we will have zero confluences for short if we start selling this Judas sweep. Ideally, sells from here after reaching this point. So sells would be less probable after breaking this structure. And then buys, which is actually might be happening now for for buys. We need to trade in between the time and there is a Judas range sweep, M5 choke, entry from fresh M5, POI, and this setup here. So this is the previous day low that was mitigated, Asia already. And do we have any confluences for longs here? Pro 1H order flow, no. Pro 1H bias, no. M5 1H mitigated, no. Liquidity pool behind, no. Liquidity pool behind, no, no. I mean, there is, but here, so it's far. So it's saying no liquidity pool behind. M15, 1H POI to target, yes. Liquidity to target, yes. So we'll have more confluences here. So the total point will be 3, not 0, like with shorting this. It will be 3. But 3, it is still C setup. The C setup is from 0 to 4. Maximum points that the trade setup can get is 10. And this is A setup from 7 to 10. But this is 3, which is C, which is very poor setup. I'm going to record the trade idea for both. Okay, so this is it. And we are pushing lower. And we are about to break Judas range Now we can look at M5, how it looks like. Where's Judas range here? Sync in layouts. Sync in layouts. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna show this as well. This liquidity here, very important. But do we really want to see it? No, we don't want to see it. Because we see everything at M15. So M5 is purely about execution. Just about execution. Okay. Let's close M5. Now, what time it is? It is 2:27 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is the first half an hour, almost half an hour of Frankfurt opening. First 15 minutes we have pretty, um, let's say bullish, at least at the beginning, and then we have super bearish second 15 minutes. I'll start making markups. Okay, and the markups for the session will be made at the beginning of the Asian range always. Markups. We need to decide on the color of the markups. If the color is like that, then it's not visible, and this is good. So it will be always at the beginning of Asian session. This is 4 o'clock. Yeah. Maybe the background would be better if the background is like that. Yeah, so that all the candles are closed. Yeah. Okay. Frankfurt open. Frankfurt open ranging. So I would like to record each opening. So markups, what is the point of markups? Is just describing what the market is doing so that post session we may um, simply have a record of our own words and how we see the market during the session. Nope. We are pre NFP, so maybe the market will be just like that. Not sure if that was a good decision to trade simply London before NFP because The market might be so different, so random, I would say, not different, random. Random, ranging, manipulative. It's not the environment I want to trade in. Um, let's put it like this. If there are some super nice occasions, I'm gonna trade. But so far, both Judas ranges breakouts, sorry, fake outs, there will be C setups. So do I really want to trade them? No, I don't want to trade C setups. Okay, this is very nice tool, this price, this is how you call it. So note, simply note, text note. It's nice. Let's put it like this. If if there is a B or A setup, I will try it with quick targets. If not, I'm not. I'm gonna write it down. Um, we are pre NFP later today. Market may be very ranging, maybe range. I want to take A and B setups only with quick targets to close before 8:30 New York time, so that is 5:30 Dubai time. So these markups are for me, so I use Dubai time. It's gonna be huge volatility on NFP, huge. If we open a trade now and leave for NFP, we might be really becoming rich or broke. Yeah, that's nice. Rich or broke. How much I can do this note? Is it even worth to note here? How much I can do? I think I can do as much as I want. Yeah, in this note. Yeah, but this note will be only visible at the screen. Yeah. Will be only visible. Yes. Okay, but the rest, if I want to see, I will see here. Okay. I'm gonna stop the video. There is nothing really to do, just to wait, and I don't want to speak too much about look for or force the ideas just to speak. And what I can observe here, this small liquidity pool is being built up as well as the manipulation, possible manipulation later here. So both sides might be taken out. Okay, if something happens, I'm gonna come back with the video. For now, it is um, 2:36 a.m. New York time, Eastern time. So we wait. So this is 1:40 a.m. 1:48 a.m. Eastern time, and this is 12 minutes to London's open. Frankfurt opened almost 1 hour ago, which is unofficially London Open, but now the main session, which is London, will start. We may trade from here from 2 a.m., but now 3 a.m. is going to start. We have Judas swing fake out, so set up. So we broke that level here, and we are going to wait for M5 choke. So we are going to M5, and we are going to look for M5 setup of the fake out, or we will continue bearish momentum and we will be trying to sell with yeah, with a short targets. So let me just make a note here. This is um, 11:45. Judas swing low breaks. Judas swing breakout setup activated. Let's see how London will open. Now you can see already it's swept, and now we see the reaction. How does it look like? M5. So M5. This is misleading. We don't want to keep them here for now. So we have M5 choke here. Yeah. There is a reaction after sweeping it, and after that reaction, we are waiting for making M5 choke, okay, and then we will be buying at the reaction, either targeting Judas swing high or higher. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this as well as an idea for the journal. So the continuation of the idea that we recorded before. Okay, and we continue lower. Okay, if we continue lower, the next setup is Asian low breakout that we may consider, or Asian low fake out. The problem with fake out is that there is nothing to really bounce from. So ideal fake out This is the Asian low here, and below Asian low, there would have to be some kind of demand that we could just bounce from as a trampoline. There's no trampoline here, so how can we bounce? There is a liquidity here. Maybe we can just draw this liquidity, but it's not really strong liquidity here. Yeah, yeah, there is a demand that we don't have it in the picture from some reason actually. Okay, yeah, that's a nice demand. And this demand actually could be very nice setup for a fake out. This is Asian low, so the price would break, bounce, and like this. So, why didn't I see this? That's so strange. Because in this case, our bear's motivation, first of all, would be this. There's also liquidity, 1H available. 1H available liquidity. Okay. So how does it look like M5? Okay, 4 minutes left to London's Open. 4 minutes. And we see bullish reaction after Judas swing, liquidity sweep. And the Judas swing fake out setup is activated. We'll see how it play out. I'm gonna leave the video stream for the London Open just to see. So if this bullish reaction is the proper one, it's not manipulation, then we have a strong V-shaped reaction, and then we have a correction, a long correction, and then we have this supply mitigation. That would be very nice. I would like to trade this. But I wish the M5 was closer. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, something like this. Two minutes left to London. Opening. So, if we now see another leg down, I will be interested to sell from some kind of demand here and just continue selling because the order flow will change. 1 hour order flow will be bearish and I want to follow this order flow. Let's have a look once again on 1 hour and the order flow will change, you see? The order flow will close below this line. So I'm gonna mark it already because it's just 1 minute, nothing should be changing. And the 1 hour order flow will be bearish, will change bearish. And I will also make a note that London opening, where is the note? Here. London open, 1H order flow changes bearish. Okay, here 1 hour order flow changes bearish. Now we have bearish order flow. Where's here? Now pre-London bias neutral, but 1 hour order flow is bearish. So I want to remember about that. We still can trade. We still can trade buys, even though order flow is bearish. This will make our probability low or lower. But wait, something is not right here. And what is not right is this, that I wrote in my markups and pre-prep that we are NFP, pre-NFP, and market may be ranging and manipulating. So I want to take A and B setups only with quick targets, not C setups and junior Judas range, both buys and sells are setup C. That will be setup C. So so it makes it little probable. Okay, let me just make a note just to clear my mind. 4. I just realized that Judas range fake out both buy and sell are C setups. I don't want to trade them today. Yeah, simple as that. Let's make it clear, right? Let's make it very, very, very clear, very simple. I don't trade CZ, I'm saying. So I'm going to remove this. So now I spent energy on making this setups, but now just realize that there are C, I don't want to trade them. It's I was pretty tempted to trade either way in the middle, but yeah, there's nothing really to say. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. I'm gonna remove Judas range. No, I'm gonna leave them because this may produce the manipulation I was talking about. So now, look, we have this accumulation, okay? We have manipulation, and then I would be interested in buys at the breakout here, okay, or at the reaction here. So these are my buys. I'm not buying from this level. Look at this London candle. It's very, very bearish. I want to join this bearish move somehow. Could I have joined them? Could I have entered a trade at Frankfurt? Frankfurt opens here. Oh, sorry. It opens here with a big bullish candle manipulation, then going down, going up, then going down. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm interested in joining the order flow only. This is photon mix. And photon mix, I need to identify the M15 order block, which is the supply level. There's a lot of, yeah, this will be the nearest supply level here, but it's going to be rather M5, not M15. Okay, we're just mitigating it now at M5, and there's nothing here for me because how to enter this trade. Could enter risk entry, so entering here with the limit offer, with the limit order, and then stop loss above this candle. But would be very risky as the name says risk entry RE. No. Okay. So now M5 choke is here. M5 choke is here. Okay, what are the options? I want to trade from this POR. So I want to see some sort of reactions. Yeah, but this is no. I need to wait for the market to develop a little bit more. Okay, just look. This is something sellers are interested in. Okay, we're waiting for some sort of reaction from this. There's no clear. The price action is not so clear. I don't know. I have no clear idea on how to tackle this trade. What I need to see is this. Okay. Boom, 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 okay, I could trade here. Okay, or at least like this, and then boom, and then I could have fresh POI to trade from. Yeah, but nothing yet for me. Yeah, nothing. Order flow is bearish. Bias is okay. We're bearish, so we want to see this bearish motivation just here. Oh, what's comparing to yesterday? This session is so boring. Oh, okay. There's nothing here for us. There's nothing here for us. Can we trade this? If I am not sure, I shouldn't trade this. How much is this? 76. So I wanted to trade breakout from here after mitigation, and that will be just so bad. Okay, let me look at the trade table under the trade table of the Photon Mix. Photon Mix playbook says that we can, when bias is neutral, order flow must be pro or neutral. We cannot trade counter order flow with neutral bias. We cannot buy here. We need to trade pro order flow. So this is bias neutral, and yes, bias is neutral, and then we'll be trading pro order flow. So only sells valid in this case. Only sells valid. Only sells valid. Buys valid after 1H demand mitigation. Yeah. So when cells are valid, so Photon Mix is this, that we are going to trade from 1H. Oh, look at this. Look at this meltdown here. Hmm, okay. I am an observer now. I just observe. I don't get excited. We have this demand, this supply, but this supply is mitigated already with this candle, so nothing really here for me, anything, just anything. This is actually M5 POI. This is a fresh M5 POI. Gosh, it's an inside bar. and that will be M5 choke. If we see a mitigation here, I could look for sells. If we see further bullish, I can't buy. I will be still pro sell. What is this? I'll be looking for sells here in this range. Within this range here, I'll be looking for sells. However, the market is now changing the picture of the market or just mitigating this M5 POI. It looks like it's just mitigating it. Here's another M5 POI that we may consider, because from here this big move started. So it is kind of refined M5 POI. So finally we have a structure. So we have actually, we are going to move this M5 choke here because this we will treat only as liquidity. Since we have liquidity on the left, we may be considering LC1, so liquidation setup. Since this liquidity is liquidated, then we are mitigating supply and then selling. Okay? Yeah, that kind of setup, and we are targeting Asian low eventually. Yes, we will see, but maybe this demand. Okay, let's refill mixed table. New page, and we have non-executed for now from November 20th. That's potential LC1 entry in short. And bias. Bias is neutral, but pro order flow. And this is very nice. We want to trade with order flow. So let me just look up on the wall. And I have it here, lessons from 2 weeks ago, but also this week I want to prolong it. Session bias is based on tight 1H plus N15 order flow. Trading pro immediate order flow is high probable. Trading against immediate order flow is low probable. In this setup, in this concept that I played. So we are pro order flow, which is good. It's between 2 and 6 a.m. Eastern time. 1H POI mitigated. For sales, why 1H POI mitigated? No, this is not validity, is it? Okay. So 1H must be mitigated, and then I have to trade from fresh POI M5. So it is not mitigated, 1H. 1H is not mitigated. There is no real demand here. I mean, where would we put it? Here. Okay. I don't think there will be any trading here today because there is no 1H mitigation here. There's no 1H mitigation. So we can, I think we can only trade breakout, Asian low breakout. How can we trade this? Okay, so photon mix is also not available because we didn't mitigate any 1H. Let me just make it clear here. I also realized, okay, London opening provided a dynamic bearish push 6. I realized I can't trade photon mix sell because it would have to be coming from 1H supply. It would have to be played after 1H supply mitigation, and it's not. Okay. And we continue. If we traded here a risk entry, yeah, risk entries on gold. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video. Maybe I have a little break and then reassess. If something happens, I'll come back. Okay, so the next setup that is available here is Asian range breakout. If we break here, we are going to target this demand. And the setup is valid because it's pro order flow. Let me just make not execution template. Short. Okay, so bias neutral, order flow pro. Yeah, so it is, and then Asian range is trending. Also supportive for the Asian range breakouts. Okay. Shall I be organizing breakout here? That's gonna be the second M15 candle of London. First M15 candle of London is very bearish. This is the second M15 candle. Shall I wait for that? Because it might be too late here. If they break it, they may just mitigating. So if I break here, that will be against. This is also liquidation point, but not work. No, I don't trade against my setups. I don't trade against my setups. I really want to trade this, but I will not. I will wait for the breakout here. 3 minutes left for the 5 minutes candle and M15 printer. How big is this candle? $120 for one contract. So from the logical point of view, we made a strong bearish leg. Then we try to retrace at the end of Asia session. And now we failed to retrace, so we failed to provide any reaction, and then we are failing. Where will we fail? It looks very bearish. Now we have some kind of bullish reaction, and shall I be trading at the breakout here? So making bullish reaction, let's assume that everything is manipulation and they are making some kind of bullish reaction to produce stop losses here so that they could drive very rapidly down. So $83. Okay, and this is the end of M15 candle printout here. $120. Yeah. We won't be able to sell from here because this is photon mix and we are that will be invalid trade. So how can we join this? This is a valid M15 supply, but this supply was mitigated on a lower time frame a lot. Only this was not mitigated, the extreme. So if we mitigate the extreme, we could look for sales from here if the setup was valid. The setup would be valid only after 1H mitigation. If we mitigate 1H here, and then we would be retracing, but there is none. So we have only one setup left, which is Asian range breakout. If we want to close our trade just before this demand, then we would have 2R when the stop loss is about $50. Yeah. Now we have a strong reaction. Okay, I will finish. I'll finish the stream for now and then come back if something happens. Okay, it is almost 1 hour of London trading, and we are making the reversal here before um, we broke the Asian low, Asian range low. As you can see on the right and front, we have non-executed paper trading LC1 photon mix, it's non-valid because we don't have prior 1H mitigation. So we are coming from nowhere kind of, and we don't want to trade this way. Just another experiment. Um, yeah, I'm think I'm gonna finish for today because I don't want to force trading. So I'm gonna just wait for NFP release, and then tomorrow with a fresh economic fundamental market picture, we will be looking forward more clear price action to trade with. Yeah, so that's it for today, and I'll be back tomorrow, Friday.